Hi there, welcome. Today we're tackling a Leetcode problem called longest palindrome by concatenating two-letter words. It sounds a bit like a tongue twister, but don't worry, we'll break it down into simple pieces. Our goal is to build the longest possible palindrome, using a given list of two-letter words. So what's the task? We're given an array of strings, and each string, or word, is exactly 2 letters long. We need to pick some of these words, arrange them in any order we like, and stick them together to make the longest possible palindrome. Each word from the input list can be used at most once. If we can't make any palindrome at all, we should return a length of 0. And remember, a palindrome is just a string that reads the same forwards and backward. Let's look at an example. Suppose our words are and, we can take put in the middle, and then at the end. This forms, if you read that backwards, it's still so it's a palindrome. The length is 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6. That's the longest we can make here. Okay, how might we approach this? The first thing that pops into my head, often the brute force way, is to try every possible combination of the words we're given. Then, for each combination, we'd check if it forms a palindrome. But imagine if we have 100 words. The number of combinations would be absolutely massive. That's going to be far too slow. We probably need a smarter strategy. Let's think about the structure of a palindrome. It's symmetric, right? If we have on one side, we need its reverse on the other side to match. So counting how many times each word appears seems like a good first step. We can use a hash map or a counter for this. So the core idea is this. First, let's look for words that are not palindromes themselves, like we need to find its reverse, which is, if we have, say, 3 and 2, we can make 2 pairs. Each such pair adds 4 to our total palindrome length. Next, we look at words that are palindromes, like if we have, say, 4, we can make 2 pairs, on one side and on the other. That's 4 used, contributing 8 to the length. If we had 5, we'd use 4 like that, and the one left over could be placed right in the middle of our big palindrome, adding another 2 to the length. We can only have one such centerpiece. Alright, here's the Python code that puts this strategy into action. It might look like a bit at first glance, but no worries. We'll walk through the important parts nice and slow, explaining what each piece does in plain English. First up, we use something called collections.counter on our input list of words. This is just a really handy way to quickly count how many times each unique word appears. For example, if words is counts would tell us we have 2 and 1. We also initialize our length to 0, and a little flag called center underscore found to false. This flag will help us remember if we found a single 2-letter palindrome, like that can sit in the very middle of our big palindrome. Next, we loop through each unique word and its count underscore W, how many times it appeared, that we got from our counter. First, we check if the word is a palindrome itself, meaning its first letter is the same as its second letter, like, or. If it is, we see how many pairs of this word we can make. For instance, if we have 5, the count is 5. 5 divided by 2, integer division, gives us 2. So we can make 2 pairs of each pair on the left, on the right, adds 4 to our total length. So, we add 2 times 4, which is 8, to our length. Then, if the count of this word was odd, like 5, it means we have 1 left over. This leftover 1 can be our centerpiece. So, we set our center underscore found flag to true. Now what if the word is not a palindrome, like its first and second letters are different? First, we figure out its reverse. If the word is rev, underscore word becomes to make sure we don't count pairs twice, like counting, and then again we use a little trick. We only process the pair if the original word is lexicographically smaller than its rev underscore word. For example, comes before alphabetically, so we'd process this pair when we see. When we later see this condition will be false, and we'll skip it, because we've already handled it. If the rev underscore word actually exists in our counts, we find out how many pairs we can make. It's the minimum of the count of the current word, and the count of its rev underscore word. Each of these pairs adds 4 to our length. Finally, after we've gone through all the unique words, we check our center underscore found flag. If it's true, it means we found at least one palindromic word, like that had an odd count, leaving 1 spare. This spare word can form the very center of our palindrome, adding its length, which is 2, to our total length, and then, we just return the final calculated length. So how efficient is this approach? For time complexity, first we count all the words. If there are words in the input list, this takes about steps, or what we call big O of n. Then, we loop through the unique words. In the worst case, How many unique two-letter words can there be? Well, 26 choices for the first letter, and 26 for the second. So, 26 times 26, which is 676. This is a fixed constant number. So the loop runs a constant number of times. Overall, the time is dominated by that initial count, making it big O of n. For space complexity, the counter stores the unique words. Again, the maximum number of unique words is constant, 676. So the extra space we use is also constant, or big O of 1. That's pretty good. So, to wrap things up, the main trick here was to count how many of each word we have. Then, we built our palindrome by matching non-palindromic words with their reverses, like with which add 4 to the length for each pair. For words that are already palindromes, like pairs of them also add 4. And if we have an odd one out of these type words, it can be the cherry on top, the center of our palindrome, adding an extra 2 to the length. The little check to process pairs like and only once was also important. Hope that breakdown made sense and helped you understand the problem and the solution. If it did, feel free to hit that like button. Subscribing for more explanations is always appreciated. And if you have any questions or other ways to solve it, drop a comment below. If you're feeling extra generous, well, there's always the Boba Fund. Keep practicing, keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.